Hiya, my name is Keej TV, and I would really like to talk about Legacy Tarn. So, God, a week ago there, Legacy Tarn just revealed. He's like 100% accurate to the comic. He's Voyager, he's just Tarn, you know? There's no kind of G1ification, there's no kind of toning it down. It's just Tarn from More Than Meets the Eye, it's like Alex Meldrum, which is freaky because, I'll be real with you, the idea for this video came to me back when he was a rumor from, what's his face, Justin Timberlake Prime, whatever his name is in the forums. And I had all these notes written up about speculation and all this kind of worry and doubt and, you know, all that. But, no, it really is just Tarn. And I'm going to salvage these notes as best as I can because I still really want to talk about Tarn, but like, wow. So I mean, you know, this is just mental because Tarn, he's not from an old cartoon, he's not from an old movie, he's got no kind of kid appeal because the comic is, I guess, for teens and adults. He's a mainline toy as well. He's not some obscure weird statue from a third party company. He's officially licensed. You know, what does this imply? Are we going to get the rest of the DJD? Are we going to get like core class Nico? Is the pet going to be you know who? It's, you know, it's a lot to think about. I've heard rumors, well, I guess speculation that maybe, you know, they can't exactly do an electric chair, but can they? Because they've done Tarn and he's like accurate. But I don't think they'll do an electric chair. That maybe, oh my god, I've forgotten his name. That maybe K-On! Would turn into the Nemesis' chair because we see the Nemesis in the box art. That's fair because they know us die-hard man-child toy robot fans will buy about £200 worth of plastic to get a fucking chair. But nonetheless, you know, what's Voss going to turn into? The submarine? It's a lot to think about. Are they even going to do the rest of the DJD? I'd like them to. It would save me a lot of money because the Mastermind Creation ones, they're, I like having money is what I'm saying. It's weird as well because Tarn is so tightly woven into More Than Meets the Eye story. That's how James Roberts writes, you know? This guy says words that, like, kids wouldn't even be able to comprehend. Maybe some adult fans of Transformers wouldn't even comprehend. That's more of James Roberts' writing style, to be honest, but, like, you know, it's crazy. Just, this guy is here. I mean, will this flesh out Tarn more? Is it going to be a different adaptation? Is it going to be More Than Meets the Eye Tarn? Will it flesh out the rest of the DGD members who kind of needed it? You know, it's just one listing in a Walmart database gave me all this speculation, and now just seeing this toy in some live stream with the Hector Zeroni revealing it, it's mental. No, but in the moment, this talk is about Tarn, because I can speculate about toy robots and go, oh, this is crazy, but to be entirely honest, I think this is more just me trying to get my thoughts out there, because I feel as if for a character who is relatively underrepresented, he needs a lot more kind of time in the spotlight, especially if he's going to be in, like, you know, Toys R Us shelves. Because, you know, like I've kind of alluded on there, Tarn, he's a really important character, and he's very important to me, because More Than Meets the Eye is probably my favourite thing to ever come out of Transformers. And I feel as if, you know, a comic that understands Transformers so well, it's so meta, that it really has something to say, unlike just, well, let's be real, a lot of our shite out there that's under the Transformers name, not to sound pretentious, because everyone works hard on what they're working on, but this is the good stuff, you know? And he's such an influential, integrated character who's such a good villain, and he's such a good villain in foil to one of probably my favourite fictional character ever, who's More Than Meets the Eye, Megatron. And I hear you, by the way, it does sound a bit kind of daft to see my favourite character in almost any kind of fiction is the Toy Gun Skeletor guy from, you know, the gay robot comic. That's a bit daft, but like, well, you know, he is, and you can't take that away from me, so I might as well talk about how important it is, at least to me anyway. Because Tarn, he's pretty much this perfect antagonist for our Megatron full of regret. He's got so much remorse and the smallest bit of hope in him. And Tarn represents everything Decepticon is past. He's got the tank alternate mode, he's got 2 fusion cannons, he's got this over-the-top cruelty that anyone in his way will just get fucking annihilated. He cheats, he does robot steroids, he's a hypocrite, he's a bureaucrat. Just everything is highlighted that he's a terrible person and he's Megatron's past catching up with him, you know? They murder a Decepticon for being religious and then they go and pray to Megatron statues. It's over the top, but like also, like, subtle but not subtle. It's just, you wouldn't get this anywhere else but Transformers, you know? And that's the kind of stuff I like to see. I don't care about, you know, bullshit movieverse theories, just like clinging on to strings about concept art. This is what I care about because, you know, there's so much care in it. It's daft, but it's good. It is silly, haha, good Transformers. This video, you can tell it's not a script because I'm just talking shit, but hey, maybe this might catch on, right? And even then, this guy who you're supposed to despise, he's just awful in every way. What is there to like about him? He has this empathetic origin, you know? He's done his luck, he's been disregarded by society, he's been mutilated by society. And as soon as he sees some kind of chance to feel important, to feel strong, he takes it. And that's the kind of, you know, the fall into becoming this terrible guy, and then, I guess, becoming a cool action figure too. And I think just to, you know, bring it back, that's such a good setup that's been thought out so well, and it really pays attention and capitalizes on just Transformers themes and meta and all that, because, you know, the guys writing the kids cartoon, they did a good, you know, we owe a lot to G1, it made the funnies, but this is really just taking it from, like, you know, Scooby-Doo Monster of the Week shit to, like, just something more for adult fans that isn't just arguing about toys over the internet. It's passionate. That's the only word I have for it. So what I'm getting at here is that this character, he had a good run from a good comic, pretty good. He did his job, good villain, died for a purpose, right? So please don't fuck it up. Please don't take what Tarn is, this hypocritical nerd incel moron who thinks he's cool. Please don't, you know, Richard and Morty him. Don't portray him as cool. Don't make some terrible fan film where he's like, I know I'm a bit guilty of this, but like, you know, more than meets the eye portrayed him as cool before revealing how lame he was. I can do that as well. You know, please, don't turn Overlord 2.0 because even then Overlord isn't a cool guy you're supposed to admire. You need to portray Tarn well, and I'm always, you know, these characters always get different interpretations and different ways they're portrayed, but Tarn, you know, the whole point of this character is that he's a nerd, he's a buff nerd who thinks he's cool, even though, you know, the second someone bigger comes up to him, he runs away or he gets his arse kicked. But I'll be real with you, in all likelihood, he won't remain this perfect villain I imagine him as in my head. It's, you know, it's impossible in this world where just so many major things change daily, so an obscure comic robot will probably be different in no time, you know? I like to be optimistic, like more than meets the eye Megatron, but chances are we're gonna get good Tarns and bad Tarns if he's gonna get a toy in the main line. You know? He might be a mainstay from now on. I mean, he might end up like Windblade and just disappear one day, but again, optimism. So my message here is to remember who Tarn is and be clever about it. If you wanted to portray him or any other pre-established character in any shape or way or form, test yourself and change them to be integral to whatever story you're portraying in a clever way. Be smart of how you make your toy robot fan stuff, because I think we can all agree the peak of Transformers still hasn't been reached. There's so much stuff here. It's about almost 40 years of crap, and we're still chasing that high. Try to do your best from it, right? If you're passionate about it, because obviously interests change over time, but like, I think if you subscribe to this channel, you're either like 5 years old, like, and go, you know, goo goo gaga, me like Transformers, or you're really passionate about toy robots. So please, do your best. I just appreciate the good stuff, appreciate Tarn. I hope my ramblings made sense. If you didn't, I'll link my address down in the description. You can come and find me and beat me to death. But other than that, cheers, big kisses, thank you for listening.
Oh, that's mad, you know!